Hello everyone and welcome to Newegg TV. We're continuing our coverage here from Seoul, South Korea, and I'm talking with DY from Samsung. How are you doing, DY?
I'm doing great, thanks Paul.
Fantastic.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for your presentation inside.
Oh,
it was excellent.
Thank you.
You're all done now, so
I am.
Thank you for talking to us. We're almost ready for cocktail hour, but we have a few questions first.
Sure,
now, we've been introducing our fans on Newegg TV to what is known as V-NAND.
Yes.
Vertical NAND. So
vertical NAND.
My understanding of it thus far, because you guys have been giving a great explanation, is that instead of building the NAND horizontally, you're building it vertically.
That's
and by
correct.
that, you are bypassing some of the limitations that we've had with traditional NAND manufacturing until now.
Right, Paul. So, you're absolutely right.
Okay.
Now we're going to take it from the 2D planar NAND, once we had. Now we're going to go vertical in 3D. So basically, this is going to give us, number one, more endurance for the product. And number two, more performance, so in terms of speed. And then, obviously, number three, better power consumption.
So going back to the endurance factor, that's something that as they've shrunk the NAND manufacturing process, the endurance has actually dropped down. So we're looking at, compared to say an 840 Pro to an 850 Pro.
Correct.
The endurance is almost doubled or even more than doubled?
Okay, so what we're saying right now is the 850 Pro, which is going to have the 3D V-NAND, right? Compared to an 840 Pro, which was based on a 2-bit MLC, we're going to warranty it, 2x. It's going to double the warranty.
Okay.
That's on the box. But the thing is, if you put it into real testing, right? If you are going to put it into a lab, we have seen, up to 10 times the endurance.
10 times the endurance.
Right.
And then the written specification is double the endurance, and
Correct.
you guys have doubled the warranty as well. So 10-year
Correct.
warranty, which is
Correct.
unprecedented for an SSD in the
Well,
past.
the thing is, I think you will be able to see some SSDs with a 10-year warranty, but the important thing here is that you have to look at it together with the terabyte written that you get, right? So what we are offering with the 850 Pro is a 10-year warranty for 150 terabytes.
Okay.
Right? So that's 40 gigabytes per day. The thing is, some competitors, they will say 10-year warranty, but the thing is only for about 80 terabyte, right? So, there's some, you have to check very carefully.
So you got to look at exactly how much data you can write over the lifetime of the drive. Okay, so now moving on to the performance aspect.
Sure.
I was mentioning earlier, and we did a previous video on this, and I was mentioning, well, you really have to deal with the SATA bottleneck right now, which a lot of the drives have been bumping up against. But some of the benefits you get from the performance increase isn't just with, you can still get right up against that SATA bandwidth that you have available, but you're actually have been saying that even the lower capacity drives, if you're looking at write performance, for example, are getting up to be right on par with the 512 or the 1 terabyte drives.
That's right. So, in terms of read speeds, we are totally maxed out at 550. You can see this in some of our competitors as well. We're at that stage. For the write performance also, but it's important for the 128 gigabytes because to pull that performance up to the level of the higher capacity is going to bring more balance, right?
Okay.
Right. We don't want a person who buys a lower capacity drive to have inferior performance, right? That's not right. So across the whole spectrum of our capacities, the performance will be, top notch.
That's excellent. It's something I always have to mention when I'm doing like a 256 gig drive. I say, this is the performance for this drive. If you're going with the lower end one, you might not see quite as much, but it's great to see that even folks who are just jumping into the SSD game with the lower capacity drive, they're still going to see the same type of performance.
Yeah.
So excellent. We're looking forward to a bunch of new products featuring, of course, the V-NAND. And the thing that I really like about it is looking towards the future, towards future interfaces, NVMe, M.2, PCI Express connectivity.
Right.
You've really got the NAND performance is already there that's going to be able to take advantage of that bandwidth once it's available.
I think, once we wait for the market, right? The PC and the processors, when all those comes together, I think we'll be ready to come up with those new products, going further into the SATA interface.
All right, perfect. DY, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Paul.
Okay, guys, I'm now talking with Richard from Samsung. How's it going, Richard?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for inviting us here to Korea. Now, we've been talking a lot about the 3D V-NANDs that Samsung has developed, and we've been talking a lot about the 850 Pro. But that's not the only product that Samsung has been talking about today. So we wanted to ask you a little bit about the enterprise solutions because Newegg does sell those as well.
All right, sure. So we're launching 2 new drives. One of them is the 845 DC Pro, which is built on the V-NAND technology. That is a write-intensive drive, so it's for applications in data centers where you're doing a lot of writing to the drive.
Okay.
That is a drive built for that. So it brings all the things you'll see on the 850 series: low power consumption, high endurance, reliability. So those are key things, in the low latency, which data centers absolute for data centers.
And those were aspects that, as they were describing everything, I was like, this seems to make a lot of sense for enterprise applications and data centers, because I mean, power consumption alone is a huge when it comes to data centers.
They can depreciate all the equipment, but the power consumption is something that always keeps going up and up.
Okay.
And now when they're looking at a way to reduce that cost, that's where they bring in the SSDs.
Excellent.
We also launched the 845 DC Evo. That is based on the planar NAND, so it's sort of our current generation, 3-bit, but that's designed for data centers that are write intensive.
Okay.
Read intensive. I don't want to confuse those two. So read intensive on the Evo product, 845 DC Evo, and write on the Pro. Again, it's built to have low latency, a lot of reading, so content delivery networks. Folks are putting a lot of data up on a server, and then thousands or millions of users are downloading the info. That's really what the Evo is built for. So it's a low-cost product for basically that low TCO calculation. When you're looking at reducing the cost, now you're bringing in the Evo for that content delivery customer out there.
Excellent. It's great to see SSD adoption more so in the data center type environments, because they're so responsive, and when you need to deliver data to thousands and thousands of customers, it's an excellent solution for that. So Richard, thank you so much for talking to us today.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys, I'm now talking with Chris from Samsung. You guys know Chris. How are you doing, Chris?
I'm doing great, Paul. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. We talked with Chris last at CES this year. Now, the 850 Pro, fantastic product that Samsung has just announced here. We've been talking a bit about it. So can you give us a quick rundown? What are the most exciting features of this new SSD?
Yeah, so we are in Seoul, Korea today announcing the launch of the 850 Pro, which is the newest flagship SSD model for Samsung. 850 Pro is a great follow-up to the 840 Pro, which you guys have really sold a lot of SSDs to your customers over the past few years. And what the 850 Pro is really the best performing SSD in the market today. It really has a unique combination of great performance, incredible energy efficiency, and unmatched reliability. So the performance, you're going to get better read-write speed, you're going to get better random performance, better sequential performance, and really unsurpassed performance on any drive that's out there in the marketplace today. The second thing you're going to get is great energy efficiency. The energy efficiency is really, really important. If you're putting it into a laptop or something like that, you want longer battery life. It also supports device sleep mode at the ultra notebook level. So you can actually get under 2 milliwatts, which means that when you put your ultra notebook into to sleep, you can literally shut it off for 2 weeks, boot it back up, and it'll work great.
Very nice.
It's not like draining down your battery all the time. And then the third thing it actually really supports it's kind of interesting and amazing is it actually has a 10-year warranty, but it also supports 150 terabytes written in the warranty period, which is almost double of what the rest of the manufacturers in the industry are stating for their drives.
Over 40 gigs a day or something like that.
40 gigs a day for something like, for decades and decades.
You'd have to be downloading a lot of things.
You'd really have to want to really use that drive up before you'd be able to experience any problems with it. So we're really excited about the drive. We're really excited about the relationship with Newegg, and honestly, you can buy that drive right now on pre-order today. It's going to be available to the public on July 21st. And go out and buy it today on Newegg.com.
That's right. So guys, we'll put a link in this video's description if you want to do a pre-order. July 21st is the availability once again, and if you're watching this in the future after July 21st, then it's already available. So go ahead and check it out. Buy it. It's available in capacities from 128 all the way up to 1 terabyte. So if you're looking for a really high capacity SSD, that's another great benefit that you can get. Chris, thank you so much for inviting us to Korea. We've had such a wonderful time. The hospitality has been amazing, and we hope to come back soon.
Great. Thanks, Paul.
All right. Thanks you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. We'll see you all very soon.